Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video where I am going to be ranking some products that I've been reviewing the past month or two, from fail to holy grail. Some things are truly awful and some things are truly amazing, and I am going to let you know which things are worth picking up and which things I took one for the team. You don't need to try these. I'm also super excited because the beginning part of this video is sponsored by HelloFresh. I am a big lover of HelloFresh. I've been using HelloFresh for years and years and years. HelloFresh is a meal service that delivers pre-measured ingredients straight to your doorstep with easy to follow recipes that you get to pick yourself. So you get to go in every week and just go around through the recipes and pick the ones that fit you the best. And then they will ship the box with ingredients straight to your doorstep, and you can follow along with these really easy recipe cards with pictures. I love that there are pictures because I don't know how many times I've looked back at the pictures to be like, what is this supposed to look like? These are fail-proof recipes that make restaurant quality meals that are just delicious. And every week there are 40 different recipes to choose from. We take the vegetarian box because we're trying to eat as little meat as possible, but you can also choose pescatarian. Maybe you want to be lower on calories, maybe you want to eat more protein, maybe you want to pick recipes that take less time, because they also put a tag on that on the website when you're picking your recipes, which recipes are the quickest. And I always try to pick a couple of those because it's always nice to have a couple of recipes that gives you food on the table within sometimes 20 minutes, and that's just incredible because sometimes I figure out that I want to have food when I'm already way too hungry. During the summer, HelloFresh also has a lot of really nice barbecue recipes if you, like me, love being out and doing barbecues in the summer. And they also have the amazing HelloFresh marketplace where you can find stuff for dessert or brunch or just snacks to honestly just keep you going throughout the summer, so you don't have to spend the summer in a grocery store and instead can just spend it doing other fun stuff. Because I don't really mind cooking, I just really hate the meal planning stuff, you know, having to plan what to buy, what to eat, when to purchase it, and then you always end up buying too much, or you end up not using all of the sauce or all of the spice, and your pantry and refrigerator just full of stuff that you're almost done with. And with HelloFresh, we don't throw away any food anymore because you just use what they send to you, so you end up using all the food that you have in your refrigerator, which honestly I am really a big fan of. And we also, even though we're 2 people, we do HelloFresh for 4 people so that we can save some portions for lunch the day after, which honestly, such a time saver, but also such a good way of saving money so you don't have to eat out every lunch. So go to hellofresh.com and use the code Angelica50 at checkout for 50% off plus free shipping. That is hellofresh.com and use the code Angelica50 at checkout for 50% off plus free shipping. And if nothing else, just go into the website and check out the different options that they have, the menu. I always have so many good options to choose from, and just the way that you're able to choose from 40 different recipes every week. You can pick different proteins, add, deduct, all of that. I just think it's such an amazing service, and like I said, there's a reason why we've been doing this for years. I'm just one happy HelloFresh customer, so thank you again HelloFresh for sponsoring the beginning part of this video. Now let's get into the ranking part of this video, and I just quickly want to mention that my bestie Heather Oden did a collaboration with Unearthly Cosmetics. There is a gloss, there is this highlighter duo. You can see that mine is pretty well used, and there's also this beautiful eyeshadow palette. I know that the PR box is back in stock at Unearthly Cosmetics, and I will not be ranking this one because I love this one. I love Heather, I love Unearthly. I will be a little bit biased, but this is clearly a favorite of mine. I really do enjoy it. I'm so happy and so proud for my friend for doing something this incredible, and I just wanted to mention it right here so that nobody is like, why aren't you mentioning that one? It's because this is number 1. I love this one. I think it's amazing, but I also recognize that I'm a little bit biased. Okay, I have a couple of products here that I just don't recommend. I don't see the point of this one. This is from Makeup Forever, and I usually really like the products that I try from Makeup Forever. This is the Makeup Forever Twist and Light. This is a loose powder that's supposed to be like a setting powder, and you twist it. Oh, you see powder is coming out. Do you see anything? Oh, you can see there's some powder coming out. This is sparkly. This is straight up Edward Cullen face powder. There is this is sparkly highlighter powder. this isn't a setting powder. There, you can probably finish your face with this, but this is so sparkly and so highlighty that it's just a really big highlighter in a weird compact. And I'm just like, I don't know how you would be able to use this as a powder, because there are luminous powders out there that are truly really, really beautiful. It's not my journey, it's not for me, it's not my thing, and I feel the same about this one. This is the new blush from Sephora collection. This is the Sephora Colorful Blush. I really like it. The packaging is the somewhat same color as the blush. I got mine in Shimmer Free Spirit. This is a almost like an orgasm dupe. It's a pinky peach with a gold sheen, but there's glitter in this one. And when you use this on your cheeks, you get gold visible glitterless specks. And I don't understand. I don't understand, because like nobody wants that. Nobody wants a speck of like visible chunky gold glitter on their cheeks. And I brought this one traveling and I used it and I was like it was weird. There's a lot of really, really good glowy blushes out there for an affordable price tag. This one, I just don't feel like this needed a little bit more work. I'm gonna mention something here that I don't necessarily think is like a bad product, but I don't think that this is what you need to be spending your money on, and that is the multi-chromes from Colourpop. I don't think that these are, one goes bye-bye. I don't think that these are bad, but like they are multi-chrome, yes, but there not enough pigment in these, and this is what makes multi-chrome expensive, the amount of multi-chrome pigments in there, because the multi-chrome pigment is the expensive part of a multi-chrome. That's the part that makes them expensive, and there's just not enough in these. It just makes them a little sheer, and you sheer them out and you don't see the effect, and it's just, the most effect you see is like in the packaging like this, but then when you get them on, it's a little meh. And I want to say, like, if you've never tried a multi-chrome and if you don't know if it's for you, sure, buy one of these, just see what the whole thing is about and see if this is something that you could like want to wear before investing in a more expensive version. But if you love multi-chromes, you're not gonna like these. You're not gonna like these, because these aren't what you think of when you think of multi-chromes. They're just a little anticlimactic. They're a little anticlimactic, I'm gonna be honest. And I feel the same about this one. And this one surprises me. This is the Colourpop Lavish palette. This one is kind of dry and kind of sheer, and the shimmers are beautiful, and this like pastel purple, really beautiful. But these mattes, they're not it. They're a little sheer, they're a little dry, they're not pigmented enough, and it surprises me because I feel like Colourpop is good at purple eyeshadow, but I don't know what happened here. I don't think that this is one of their best ones. If you want to get a palette from Colourpop, I don't think that this should be on your list. This is not necessarily a bad product, but I'm just questioning who it is for, and I hate this packaging. It's so heavy, and it just feels like, it feels like a prototype. It feels like unfinished. It looks like a puck. It feels like a puck. And I'm just like, I say as a Swede, love me some hockey. But it's just like, I don't like this packaging. It's rough. It's ugly. It doesn't feel right. And this is the Simi Haze Beauty Solar Tint Blush Duo in Canyon. And here's the thing. It's the same color of blush in two different formulas, but it's two different cream formulas. One is a mousse that dries down matte, and one is like a sheer gloss. I don't know if we needed both of them in a compact, and I just don't know. I feel like either you like a glowy blush that doesn't dry down, or you like a moussey blush that dries down. I don't know who likes both formulas. I don't like a sticky blush, so I'm never gonna use this again. The moussey one is fine, and I feel like there's probably a lot of people out there that feel differently. I don't know why they're in the same compact, because I don't know who would like both formulas. And also the exact same color. I I don't understand really why this product is the way it is. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. And here is the Makeup by Mario. This is the Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Color. I got mine in caramel. This one goes on beautifully and it is a beautiful color. This one isn't a bad product, but it shows itself to be like super glossy, watery on the lips. But that disappears very quickly and you are left with an opaque satin color. So this is more of a liquid satin lipstick that looks extremely glossy for 6 minutes. So this isn't what I thought I was gonna buy. I thought I was buying a gloss, but the gloss goes away so quickly that that's not what you're left with. And who wants to be reapplying, especially when it's this opaque? Because this is opaque. So for me, this isn't exactly a lip formula that I'm gonna be reaching for on a daily basis, or even a weekly basis, or even a monthly basis. This is the Lawless Concealed Deal Concealer. I've been using this for quite some time because I've been trying to figure out how do I feel about this concealer. And I feel like it's meh. First of all, I don't like this super small, super thin applicator. It's a pretty liquidy formula, which I really like. But first of all, this is a little bit too light for me. As you probably can tell, like this is a little bit too light for me. And I like something that has a little bit more coverage than this one. And I also feel like when I build this up a little bit to get some extra coverage, it creases, even when I set it with powder. So it's not a bad concealer. It's not my favorite concealer. So I've been trying to use it like for my thoughts. What about this one is it that makes me feel like it's not perfect for me? I like it, but I don't love it. There's so many other concealers that I would choose over that one. And then we have and I don't hate this one at all. I think this one is really pretty, and this is from Kofi, and it is their cream eyeshadow. This is in Shamak Shallow. It is a really beautiful cream eyeshadow, but it is pretty expensive for being a cream eyeshadow, and I feel like it's so similar to the Jelly Much by Colourpop, and I feel like I can get this color and get the finish that this is giving on the eyes from affordable brands. And that's why I'm like, it's not bad. It's a nice color, but like it's a single shadow with an lime green with a slight peachy gold like duochrome, and it's beautiful. But I can get this result with other things in my collection, and sometimes for a less price tag. There's nothing wrong with it. I kind of thought I was gonna get something else. Had this been super sparkly, we would have been talking another language, but it is a nice metallic shimmery sheen topper shade. Had it been more sparkly, maybe we would have been talking in a different thing. This one, there's nothing wrong with this one. This is only the color story, and this is the LH Cosmetics Aim Higher palette. I think the quality of this one is beautiful. I like the look that I did with this one, but I don't wear cool tones that often. So with this one, I'm putting this a bit lower, but it's the color story. It's the color story. It's not my kind of a color story, but I like the quality and I like LH Cosmetics a lot. And I feel a little bit the same with this one. This is the Liquid Love Sculpt from Gloss Gods, and this is in You Are Thoughtful. I really like this one. I think this formula is great, but I think that this one is not the right color for me. And I feel like all of this is the one that's the closest the right color for me. And I feel like all the colors, none of them were perfect for me, and this is again why I'm putting it a little bit lower. But if you can find a color in this range that's for you, I think it is a really, really nice formula. I think it works both with a sponge and a brush, and I actually prefer using a brush with this one, which is, I prefer using a brush with a cream or a liquid bronzer, and I really love a liquid bronzer that's like this, but also it is called a liquid, like a sculpt. I don't know if it's a sculpt as much as it is a bronze. I guess you're sculpting with a bronzer as well, but it's not a contour. You can see. I think some of them are more cool tone though. None of the colors were perfect for me. That's all I'm trying to say. Now I want to mention the NYX Jumbo Highlighter. This one is in Coconut Cake. This one I have used quite a couple of times since I bought it. This is like a newer thing in my collection, but I'm ready to review it already. And I will say this is beautiful. It is a beautiful peachy gold, but this one also has visible sparkle particles in it. If you don't like that, you might not like this. I don't know if the other colors are like that, but this coconut cake, I can clearly see glitter sparkle on the cheeks, but I like the formula. The formula is perfectly fine. This is the Lawless Perfecting Powder, Skin Smoothing Powder in Light. I think that this powder is nice, but I will say I don't think that this is as smoothing as some of the other powders that I use. I like the Nyqvist Joy powder. If I want to have a smooth, seamless, like just want to fill in some pores and make myself look super smooth, I like that powder. This one is nice, but it's not as nice as that one. But I still like it. I think it's a good powder. I'll keep continuing to use it, but I prefer my Nyqvist Joy one over this one. This is the Gloss Gods What's Your Power Remix palette. The shimmers in this palette are incredible. The mattes are nice too, but for me, this is not a palette that I will be using on its own. This is a mix and match palette for me, a companion palette, because it doesn't have any deep shades, and I love a look that has something a little bit more deepening to it, but the shimmers are so incredible. And if you see the swatches and you like it, I think you're really gonna enjoy it. But yeah, I cannot like the swatches. The shimmers are just so nice, but it's just a color story that on its own, I don't think that this palette is one that I'm gonna get a lot of use out of. And I feel the same with the Nomad Okawango Safari palette. This one though, I can make a full look out of just using this one, but it is a neutral palette, and it is kind of like a mid-tone darker neutral palette. I don't use a lot of neutrals like on its own on my channel, but I think it's a nice palette. I think the quality is really nice, but I will say some of the shimmers are pretty hard pressed, especially this one here, the one that's called Roaring Lions. It's pretty hard pressed. I'm just letting you know right now, that is how my palette is. But I still think it is a really nice palette. But at the end of the day, it's a neutral palette. I love the packaging though. Ugh, love the packaging. But at the end of the day, it's a neutral palette. That's not my absolute favorite. But this one is more leaning a little darker, which is something that I like. This one is great quality. Great quality, but it is an all shimmer palette, and I love what I have done with this palette. I think the colors are incredible, but it is an all shimmer palette. This is from Cleonut. It is the Deep Sea Treasures palette, and it is beautiful. And if you were wanting to try some of these special shades, if you've been dying to try some of that and add that to your collection, I think a small palette like this is incredible because you get it all in one place, and you don't have to like try and pick some shades from their collection, because I feel like sometimes picking singles can be really hard, and it's really nice sometimes to get a pre-made palette. This is really nice quality, but it is an all shimmer palette. I love this packaging. I hope they continue with this packaging. It is to die for. The slim, something about a slim packaging, it just gets me going. I love it. This is the Natasha Denona new concealer. What is the High Glam Concealer? I have mine in N8. And this is actually the concealer that I'm wearing under my eyes today. The first time I used this, I absolutely hated this concealer because I used too much. I think that this concealer is slightly too creamy for me, but if I use a little and blend it out, I think it looks beautiful. It covers just enough. It doesn't look like cakey under the eyes, but the reason why this isn't on top is that if I use too much, if I end up using just a little bit too much, it creases so bad, and there's no saving it. Like, no amount of powder can save the creasing. So for that reason, I'm putting this in the middle. It's a nice concealer, but if I go heavy-handed, there's no saving the crease situation. These are the Ace Beauté like Fleur palettes. I had a full video using all of these. They're like 4 little mini palettes with different color stories. Honestly, I think the quality of these palettes are beautiful, and I definitely had some favorites. I like the yellow one the most of all, and I also really like the purpley one. I think the color story is beautiful. I don't know if I love the slim pans, and even though I didn't have any problem myself getting brushes in there, but it's also because I don't use big brushes, and if you like using big brushes, you might have a problem getting your brush into some of these pans because of how slim the packaging is. But I like the color story. I like the quality of these. I love the Ace Beauté quality. Honestly, it's just so beautiful. And I like the small palettes like this. I really do. Do I wish that some of these palettes had a like in the corner highlight shade as well? Because I feel like maybe none of these do. Or did this one have it? Not really, not really. Yes, because I love an inner corner highlight, but still I think that these are really good quality. They're slim, they're cute, they're nice, they're good quality, but I do think that they will get an even bigger success with small palettes like this if they're not slim pan, because a lot of people do like to put a fluffier brush in here, even though that's not like how I do my makeup. This is the Simply Posh Citrus Punch palette. This color story is one of the best color stories, honestly, that I've seen this year. I love the super zesty with a pop of green. I think the like duochromes in here are such pretty colors and they go so well, like all the shifts together with this palette. I think it's absolutely stunning. If I have, because I have some discount codes with some of these things, like this one and also Ace Beauté, I will put all the discount codes, and if I have any like videos or corresponding to these, I will put that down in the description box. So if you're wondering about any of these things, check the description box for more info, because I have a look and some swatches, like a video with this one on my channel. The only reason why this one isn't on top is because I don't feel like all shadows are created equal. Some of these duochromes are pressed a little too hard in my opinion, and also one or two of these mattes also are pressed a little too hard. So I think that's just like a pressing issue, and I'm sure that that is something that they will work with like in the future, because I heard that they were talking about that on their Instagram the other day about another palette. So I think that like Simply Posh Cosmetics is still a pretty new brand, and this is definitely a workable palette, and I was still able to pick up the brushes. I'm just letting you know that had all of these been pressed the same way, or had all of these been the exact same great quality as most of these shadows are, this would have been top 5, because this color story is incredible. And here it's almost like a little bit the opposite, because this is one of the best quality palettes that I've tried this year. This is the Smoky Glam by Bella Beauté bar, but this is so big, like it's unnecessarily big. But Bella Beauté bar has really, they have come in and just, their quality is incredible. There is 1 or 2 shades in here that are not as good as the others, but had this been a little bit more of a curated palette, they would have been able to get rid of, like, I think there's like 2 or 3 shades in here that are pressed a little harder, but most of these are incredible quality. The mattes are pigmented, blendable, buildable, wonderful. The shimmers are so beautiful. There are different textures in here, but with me, the problem with this one is that this isn't, it's too big. There are too many shades that are too similar in here, like how many silvers do you need? But I also know that they wanted to explore like the concept of these bigger palettes, and I cannot wait for them to bring out this quality in smaller palettes, because I know they're gonna be killing it. Because this quality, so good. I just quickly want to mention the Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint by Nyqvist. I have been trying this for about 2 weeks now. I've been wearing it almost every day. Today I'm actually not wearing it, but I've been wearing it almost every day. I got it in shade number 5, and quite honestly, I think this is a beautiful product. I think that this is glowy, but not glossy, not gloopy, not sticky. If I don't powder my skin, it feels more like I have like moisturizer on my skin, but if I powder my skin, it lasts all day and it looks fresh and beautiful all day. It is a light coverage, just holds up beautifully. And even though like I said, if I don't powder my face, it will feel a little, not tacky, but like it will feel like I have a moisturizer on my skin, but my hair doesn't stick to it and I still can work with products on top of it. I just think that this is a really, really good product. I really have been enjoying this one, and I have a combo skin. So for me to like something that I think is meant more for dry skin, I think that says something. But again, I do prefer it with some powder on top, and also note that this is very light coverage. This is a little random, but I have to give a shout out to this color. This is the One Size Lip Snatcher, and this one is in Out of Line. This is a beautiful color. It is almost like a neutral clayey red. It is just such a beautiful color. I've been using this quite a lot. You can see I've sharpened this a bit. I think this is a beautiful formula. They had some beautiful colors, and especially this one, Out of Line, this like warm clayey reddish beige, super pretty, highly recommend this one, and I've been using it a lot. And another thing that I've also been using a lot, and I think that you can use this on the cheeks as well, and I've never used this on the cheeks, and this is the Huda Beauty, this is the tint. Lip blush. Yeah, I've never used this tint on anything but the lips, but look at that orangey peach. This is called Peachy Kiss, but like it's very, very orange. But it is so beautiful on the lips, and it definitely dries down within like a minute and becomes just a tint. And I've never used it on the cheeks, but I kind of want to use it on the cheeks too, but it also scares me a little bit. But it's very comfortable. It's super easy to put like a gloss or an oil or a balm over. It's not gloopy. It lasts all day. It's not streaky. And it doesn't dry out the lips. I really do like this one, and I think it is a beautiful formula. Do I need more colors? Probably not, but this one, like these two together and then just a lip oil on top, is the most fresh, sheer, warm peach orangey lip for the summer. I've been wearing it a lot. Here's another lip formula that I've been wearing a lot that I've really been enjoying, and these are the, let me put actually, almost went off. This is the lip liners and the lipsticks by Lunar Beauty. I do have a video where I'm swatching all of these colors. I think that Manny did such a good job. Like, look at this component. You like press this one and the lipstick comes out. Look at how beautiful this is. And like it isn't etching on. You can see there's a pattern on the lip bullet. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And like I said, I do have a video where I'm swatching all of these. I think the formula is beautiful. I think the component is beautiful. I think all of this is super, super pretty. I really like the one that's an orange. Milk tea is probably like the most like wearable nude. Pretty much what I'm wearing right now. I have been wearing that color quite a lot. But there is one that's like an orange and it's so pretty. This one. Look at this. It's like an orangey red and it's so pretty. I wore this in a video. Such a pretty shade. And I am actually super excited that this is like a permanent thing. That it's not like a tulip is part of a collection. But I hope to see more colors maybe in different collections. I think that that will be super fun for the future. Because I think that that is just such an amazing component and a really, really nice formula as well. This one is about the color, and I'm obsessed about this color. This is the Lawless Make Me Blush Velvet Blush in Watermelon. This is a warm, shimmery pink, and this is just so beautiful on the... Can I add a little bit of this? Because I love this color. I'm not the person that usually goes for like super pinky lips or super pinky cheeks, but this one, the Watermelon, like warm poppy pink, I really do like this color. And if you're like me and you don't usually go for like a pink blush, you might like this one because it is warmer and brighter and a little shimmery, but doesn't look clownish on the cheeks. Honestly, I'm very, very impressed with this. And this was the first time that I tried the Lawless blush formula, and I think it's beautiful. Another really, really, really good blush formula, the Sigma cream blushes. I've been trying these for quite some time now. This one I wore yesterday. This is the Coral Dawn. So beautiful. This is such a good blush formula. You can use your fingers, you can use a sponge. I used a brush yesterday with this one. You can powder on top. Even if you accidentally have a little powder underneath, this one just goes on beautifully. It just shears out and looks so believable on the skin. And it does dry down without looking crusty or matte, but it's definitely not sticky. I think they did so good with their blush formula. The other one that I've been using a lot is the one that's, yeah, this one, the Corte Rosa, which is like a nudie, it's like the pink undertone. So beautiful. I think they did great with this formula. Honestly, this is a great release from Sigma, and I hope to see some more colors. I would love to see another drop with like 4 shades with shimmer in them. I would love that. This is the Unearthly Cosmetics Don't Be Jelly palette. I love this format that she's been doing a couple of these like more slim palettes as of late. I love that. This one has a couple of multi-chromes in here. This is such a beautiful palette, such a fun color story. The looks that I've done with this one is amazing. It goes from really light to really dark, both in shimmers and mattes. There's a topper, there are some like regular shimmers, there are some multi-chromes. Like honestly, I don't know how to sum it up really, but I just really like this palette from Nomad Cosmetics. I did think she did a really good job with this color story, with the quality, with the packaging, and I'm just really happy to have it in my collection. And I really hope that we continue to see some really fun, inspiring color stories like this in the future, because I think that this one is really nice. Okay, I took a leap trying a new mascara. I don't usually try new mascaras, but this one from Tower 28, it is called the Make Waves mascara. I saw so many people raving about this mascara, and it does have a plastic bristle wand, which is my absolute favorite. Is what I really like in a mascara. And honestly, the hype is real. People were not lying about this one. This is an incredible mascara. Is it going to be like my top favorite mascara? Is it going to replace the Bad Gal Bang? I don't know about that, but truly, I think this mascara is beautiful and it's definitely worth the hype. And if you were looking for a new mascara and you tend to like the same kind of mascaras like me, Bad Gal Bang, the Sky High from Maybelline, I think you would really enjoy this one too. I don't know what I was thinking buying this Charlotte Tilbury face palette. This one is the Glowgasm face palette in Lovegasm. It is a bronzer, a highlighter, and then there is two glowy blushes. One of them is even more glowy. Like this one is glowy, but this one is glowy. Shiny. And honestly, I think it's beautiful. It is very warm leaning. It is not orange, but it's like almost like a warm terracotta coral kind of leaning. I think it's beautiful, but I will say, to make this show up on the skin, either a natural bristle brush or a brush that emulates natural bristles or something that is a little bit more stiff or firm to pick this up works absolutely beautiful. If you love those synthetic brushes that are super silky and almost like flowy, that kind of a brush won't pick up this kind of big jelly formula the best. But honestly, I think this looks beautiful on the skin. Is it worth the high price tag? I don't know about that, but listen, Charlotte Tilbury really knows her cheek formulas, and something really incredible actually happened today before I sat down to film this, and that is that I got my first ever PR package from Charlotte Tilbury. I screamed out loud and woke up my dogs. This one I bought myself. I screamed out loud, I woke up my dogs, and I actually was sent some like pillow talk things. So I was thinking, how about a full face of pillow talk? Because listen, I think I can do it. I think I have the means possible to make that happen. I didn't think that I was gonna love these two products from Give Beauty as much as I do. I'm gonna put these at the same spot because I've used them together and honestly, they are beautiful. This is the Pick It Up Cream Contour and Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. I think both of these are bronzer shades. I have mine in Toastin, which is a really great shade for me. These are so beautiful on the skin. I use it with a brush, I've used it with a sponge. They are so beautiful on the skin. They blend so beautifully. The cream on its own, like they're beautiful on their own, they're beautiful together, they're absolutely stunning. I love this formula. I love how they look on the skin. The only thing I don't love about this is they have a sweet smell to them, which reminds me of like, you know, My Little Pony, you know, the cancer plastics of the early 90s. You remember, I remember, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah, they smell like the My Little Pony cancer plastics. I don't love that, but I will forgive it for the amazing result that it gives. And it's the same with this highlighter. This is the Check My Glow Homegrown Glow, which is the second lightest shade. They have a lighter shade than this as well. This is like this looks old school. This looks like, people say it looks like the Physicians Formula highlighter. I never tried that because that wasn't available in Sweden when I lived there, and I don't even know, can you buy that now? Is it available? I should probably look at that next time I'm at the drugstore. This is so beautiful. This is not a E.T. Phone Home Scene from Outer Space kind of a highlighter, but this is such a believable, beautiful, glowy highlighter that just looks incredibly healthy on the skin, but still a glow. It's not like a almost not there. It is a highlighter, but it's not metallic. There's no sparkle particles. There's no visible glitter. It just looks so incredibly beautiful on the skin. And this is a regular powder highlighter. And honestly, I'm just so impressed with how sophisticated this looks on the skin. It is stunning. So beautiful, and I've been using these quite a lot. Okay, top three things, and I want to give it to the Muse palette by Cosmic Brushes. This one, I actually forgot to rank this one because I'm like, I love it, and I put it in my stash and I forgot about it, but I need to officially rank it because let's not forget how beautiful this palette is. I don't love this color story as much as I love the first one, the Serenity one. I also don't love this as much as the Delicious Delights, the one that came out now. This is more subtle. This is a little bit more, dare I say, neutral leaning. There are some browns, there are some neutrals here. There's some like mauvey pinks and some like olive greens and mustard yellow. It's still colorful, but it's also a little bit more muted, but I still think it is absolutely a stunning quality, a stunning palette, and I think it is so beautiful. And quite a lot of you, because Cosmic Brushes said that this one, the Serenity one and the Cosmic Delights one, are meant to be like three sister palettes, meant to be like mixing and matching together, and I cannot wait to film like a look with all three palettes together. Really, really love this one. I try to let you know when Cosmic Brushes are restocking their palettes, because usually she sells out because it's a very popular brand at this point, but I will let you know once they restock. But I definitely recommend the Muse one as well. I think it is a beautiful, beautiful palette. And I also absolutely love the new palettes by Oden's Eye. I thought first when I saw these, this is the Jewels and Gem. This is the one that's like a little bit more cool tone, leaning a little bit more mauvey. There's almost like some blues in here. I thought that these were going to be more neutral than they are, but the more I use them, the more I look at them, the more I see different looks that not only I have done, but others. It is like a muted colorful palette or a colorful neutral palette. It is truly a really fun palette, and I love the Oden's Eye quality. I really do. We were talking about this the other day. Who was I talking to who said that like when people ask them what favorite eyeshadow brand they have, they say Oden's Eye because they think that Oden's Eye is best overall. And I said same, because I feel like they have good, all of their formulas are good. They have not disappointed me yet. I love working with the formulas. I love that they have different like formulas within their palettes. There are some metallics, some toppers, some sparkly shades, some duochromes and multichrome. The mattes are my kind of mattes. Pigmented, blendable, but still buildable. Love this one. And I think this one I love even more. This is the Stone and Rock, and this white is probably the best matte white shadow in my collection. I've reached for this so many times just for the matte, and there is like a multichrome in here as well. Just really incredible. Like I said, it's like a muted colorful palette. There's a bunch of greens in here, but also black. The contrast of this one, I've been really into, and I have been for the past like years, more muted, colorful, like grungy, colorful looks. And the one that I did on camera with this one, with the green and the white, oh, I love that one so much. But yeah, I really enjoyed these, and I'm just so excited to see more fun things coming from Oden's Eye, and I cannot wait to see what's coming in the future. And at number one, I'm gonna put the only thing this year that I have truly told people, although be my friends, I told them on Polo, you need this one, you should go and buy it. And I never tell people that. I never tell people, yeah, you need it, you need to buy it. I'm always the person that tries to talk people out of buying stuff, because I don't want to be like an enabler. Like, nobody needs makeup. It's frivolous, it's fun, and if you feel like you can't afford it, I'm always the one to talk you out of it. That's how I feel about it. But this one, I actually went on Marco Polo and I told my besties, actually, I think you need it. If you don't buy it, you will regret it. This is the Pinkgasm Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury, and this one is in Pinkgasm Sunset. So this is what I was hoping that one from Tarte was gonna be. A muted metallic terracotta red. So beautiful. It's that same beautiful formula that Charlotte Tilbury has in her like beauty light wands, but in a deeper color, but still blendable. Still can give you a sheer result if you want to, still mixes with other like products if you need it to be mixed, and still is that beautiful shimmery result. It's just, this gives me hope that we're gonna see even more poppy colors of these in the future, because this one is so stunning. Imagine her coming out with this in a plum, like a warm metallic plum. shut the front door. So beautiful. So I think this is limited edition, and that is the reason why I told my friends, you know what, I think you actually should buy it because you will regret missing it because it's so good. So I think that this is beautiful. I'm super excited I have it. I kind of want to put it on now, but I already have 2 blushes on, so I am on the cusp of being clown. I'm on the cusp. Let's not go there, but yeah, I love this one. And honestly, I would say that I love quite a few products this month. There was a couple of products where I'm like, you don't need this. I don't see the point of these at all. But there's also quite a few products where I'm like, you know what? These are great. These are absolutely beautiful. And if you were wondering about any of these things, everything will be linked in the description box. I will try and put them in the order as I rank them. And if I have any dedicated videos, those will be there as well if you want to hear some further thoughts. And of course, if I have any discount codes, all of that is also in the description box. If you do end up wanting to purchase something, make sure to use a discount code so you can get some money off. You don't have to use mine, just make sure to use a discount code so that you can get some money off when you're purchasing some new makeup. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you soon for a new video. Bye!